How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into 14P Fantasy. I am your host, Justin Wright. Today, we are getting you ready for your championship week. We are talking starts and sits at the running back position for week 17. As you know, this will be part 1 of 2. Maybe we'll go for 3. We got 6 names here, some RB1s, RB2s, flexes, and then obviously the all-important who are we sitting. Before we get into it, big news. We have officially launched that Patreon page. If you see below next to that Patreon logo, go ahead and search 14 Personnel or click the link in the description. Go ahead over there and you can get access to our rookie rankings, our dynasty rankings, which will be coming out this week. All of it tiered for you guys. You know, there'll be some stuff throughout the offseason we post on there. Live draft, mock drafts, all that kind of stuff. Maybe some listener league info if you didn't make it last season. So go check out that Patreon page. Donate today so we can keep obviously churning out all of this video content for you guys in the off season and for the 2022 season. Also, if you're still listening, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter. Questions, comments, drop them below. Let's get into it. Number 1 on our list, we have Ronald Jones versus the New York Jets. And I think this is an easy one. It should be an easy one. Ronald Jones is a locked and loaded top 10 running back, whether it's PPR, whether it's standard, it really doesn't matter. The Jets are the worst run defense in the NFL. I don't know if that's statistically accurate, but it doesn't really matter. Fantasy running backs absolutely feast against them, allowing over 28 points a game in the last month here. It's too easy of a matchup. Ronald Jones may not play 60, 70% of snaps, but that's fine. He's going to get touches in the red zone. You know, Keyshawn Vaughn may have a role. Le'Veon Bell may have a small role, but it's going to be Ronald Jones's backfield. Again, his first game without Leonard Fournette went over 16 points, over 50% of snaps. That is exactly what I'm looking for. If I roster him, and I was lucky enough to scoop him up, or I did a couple weeks ago, he is a must-start running back this week. Moving on, we have Rex Burkhead, who had a breakout game, again, at like 30-something years old last week against the Chargers, who have been a notoriously bad run defense. It's not going to be the same thing against San Francisco this week. The Texans have shuffled running backs and who, messed with playing time and all that. And on top of it, the 49ers are a bottom 10 matchup over the last 4 weeks here. It's going to be a slow-paced game. The Niners are going to run a lot. Trey Lance is going to be the starter most likely, as at least those are the reports. Elijah Mitchell should be back. So expect a heavy run game, maybe more than usual from the 49ers, which should limit touches for Rex Burkhead. It's going to slow down the Texans offense. It's just not going to go well. I don't think they bounce back. Davis Mills looked great. Maybe they lean on him and not so much on, the one-hit wonder that is Rex Burkhead. Jumping to Rashaad Penny versus Detroit. It's back to 2 of his last 3 games. He's gone over 130 yards. He scored 3 touchdowns in total across those 2 games. Obviously, the dud game in the middle. But now he gets Detroit, probably the second worst run defense in the NFL, especially for fantasy running backs. There's not really much else to say. Rashaad Penny has always been an effective player when he's healthy. And right now he is healthy. He has shown out very well this season. It's not often you get the 5th-year breakout from a first-round running back or 4th-year breakout from a first-round running back that has just been kind of blah the rest of his career. But right now, the Seahawks suck, but Rashaad Penny does not. He's probably going to finish as a top 15 running back, especially against Detroit. Maybe he finds the end zone once or twice. He's looking like he's going to be a league winner. There's no other way around it. Detroit gets smoked on the ground consistently. If you have Rashaad Penny, again, he's probably a league winner. I'm going to fire him up in every league I have him this week. Moving on. We're at such a weird point in the season where I'm now talking about Ronald Jones, Rashaad Penny, Devin Singletary as viable plays in a championship matchup. Atlanta's not good. It's not bad. It's pretty middle of the road. What Devin Singletary has working for him is he has played over 60% of snaps each of the last 3 weeks. 2 of those weeks, he was over 90%. He's been, over 15 touches, 2 of those 3 games, a lot of targets. He's getting red zone work. He's getting touchdown opportunity. He's checking off every single box. The only reason he is not a locked and loaded RB2 is that snap share did fall. So if he's not going to get as big a workload as we saw the previous 2 weeks, you can be a little bit more concerned, but he's a super high floor flex, it seems. That's what you're looking at. Again, game script should be in his favor. The Bills are on a roll. They should kick the crap out of the Falcons, and that just means more running for Devin Singletary. Hopefully, McDermott's not going to switch back to Zach Moss here. That is the concern. That's always the concern with this Bills offense. But if I'm, throwing a dart, I'm very happy with Devin Singletary as a super high floor flex play this week. Moving on. This is if he's active. So that's the immediate caveat. Elijah Mitchell versus Houston. Houston is a top 2 matchup over the last month. We talked about it earlier. Trey Lance is starting. They are going to run, and run. Maybe it is a mix of Elijah Mitchell and Jeff Wilson and Deebo Samuel, so a weird 3-headed committee. But if Elijah Mitchell is active, and make sure you're monitoring his practice schedule. I'm recording this Tuesday, so we have no practice information yet. If he is still missing time come Thursday, especially Friday, a pivot off of Elijah Mitchell. But if he gets in limited practices 2 out of 3 days, 3 out of 3 days, I am inclined to believe he's going to be the workhorse like he has been all season when healthy. So Elijah Mitchell in a smash spot. If he is active and practicing, he should be an RB2 this week. And to close us out, we have A.J. Dillon versus the Minnesota Vikings. And he is an RB2, but really he's RB24. So he is the very end of that list for me. Aaron Jones has been fine. A.J. Dillon is still getting work. This has become a full-blown committee. And A.J. Dillon is getting red zone work. He's getting some pass volume, but not much. It's really been a hot hand type of committee. So against a above-average matchup, or in an above-average matchup for A.J. Dillon, a game that I think the Packers kind of get redemption and just kind of step on the throat of Minnesota here, they should have a lead. It should be positive game script. He should have a chance to kind of run wild here. If he finds the end zone, he finishes as a top 24 running back. And again, that's why he's at RB24. He is TD dependent. He is not a high floor guy like Devin Singletary, but the ceiling seems to be significantly higher. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. Remember, subscribe to the channel. Go donate and, subscribe to our Patreon page at 14 Personnel, or check out the link below, www.patreon.com/14P Fantasy. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.